10 out of 10 long-lasting summer fragrances. Yes, you guys have been requesting for weeks. Drop a 10 out of 10 longest lasting summer fragrance video, and here it is. So stay tuned. So these are going to be some of my personal 10 out of 10s. Now, just because I call it a 10 out of 10 does not mean that you would think it's a 10 out of 10, but these are some of the longest lasting summer fragrances in my collection I'm going to be rocking in 2025. Starting with the first one, this is a boozy, sweet, kind of a coconutty lime tropical fragrance that lasts 8+ hours on my skin. And that's from City Rhythm, and that's Miami Tropical Confessions. Yes, Tropical Confessions, the superior Miami, in my opinion. Very long lasting, compliment magnet. Every time I've worn this, pressurized atomizer. I mean, what this brand has done in recent years has blown me away. It's an extrait de parfum. Now, this is 100 ml. This goes for about 150 to 200 dollars, if I believe correctly. But if you want something boozy, tropical to stand out from the crowd, nobody knows about City Rhythm other than the people in the fragrance industry. But this will transport you to a vacation, and it's one of my personal favorites and longest lasting summer fragrances in the collection. Rich, you're going to feel euphoric wearing this. And again, that's City Rhythm, Miami Tropical Confessions. Now, the best way I can describe this fragrance, take bits of Afternoon Swim, take bits of Gotta Fire, and throw it into one fragrance and make it 10+ hours, 8+ hours long lasting. And it's a newer one from Joe Milano, and that's Joe Milano Roll It One. Yes, Roll It One, fantastic presentation, has the roulette on the top. Now, again, long lasting 10 out of 10s, easily fits the spot. One of my favorite fragrances I have gotten in recent time. This was gifted to me by Joe Milano. I believe this retails, you can find it on Jomashop for about $99, and it's worth every penny, guys. I've been recommending this for the past couple weeks, couple months. Mango, you get an aquatic mango fruitiness that's subtle, but just an alluring, sexy fragrance for men, and even women could rock this. Fragrance doesn't have a gender, guys. Even with Tropical Confessions, perfectly unisex, great for those high heat moments this summer, and one that you got to add to the collection, especially if you like mango. And again, a 10 out of 10 long-lasting summer fragrance has to be Joe Milano's Roll It One. All right, in the next spot. Now, this is going to be one of my favorite pickups this year. Why? Features notes of mango, passion fruit, and watermelon. And that fragrance I talk about all the time on my other social media handles, and it's House of Destan's Game of Joy. Yes, Game of Joy, I made multiple videos of this. I've been wearing this before bed, believe it or not, fresh out of the shower, just to get that invigorating feel. Now with this fragrance, like I said, you're gonna pick up those fruits, kind of a watermelon-y vibe. Great. Almost like a candy, juicy, mouth-watering mango watermelon that's just, it blows everything else out of the water that has these notes in there. So unique, so different, very mass appealing, long-lasting, perfectly unisex, and a 10 out of 10 for this summer 2025. Must sample, must try from the House of Destan, and that's Game of Joy. Now this is a fragrance if you just want something fresh, dumb reach fragrance, quote unquote, that I call it a blind buy, safe for the most part, soapy clean fresh fragrance for men. And this is going to shine in the high heat without a doubt. And this is from Paco Rabanne, otherwise known as Rabanne Now, and that's Invictus Parfum. Yes, black soap is one of the accords in here. Soapy clean fresh, blue-esque DNA, very mass appealing. Now, could you wear this in any season, any situation? 100%. Same with all the other ones. But this is going to be one of my 10 out of 10 reaches for this summer. One of the fragrances that I look at the shelf and I'm looking forward to wearing almost every day. I mean, it's hard not to reach for this mass appealing compliment monster and very alluring, sexy, attractive fragrance for men. And again, a 10 out of 10. And that's Rabanne Invictus Parfum. Now, again, we are talking about the longest lasting summer fragrances that I'm going to be reaching for this summer. And this one, I'm pretty sure hits all the lists. And it's true. 8+ hours longevity. It's kind of going to be a fruity, sweet, slightly aquatic fragrance. And in my opinion, slightly edges out the original, but doesn't beat out the newest releases. And that's Rassasi's Hawas Ice. Yes. Hawas Ice, look at that dent, guys. Craziness. But 8+ hours longevity, just a sexy. I can't say enough good things about this fragrance. Rassasi has been putting out hits. Now, I did pick up the OG many years ago that's got a similar dent to it. The OG could be clipped in as an alternative to ice, but I prefer the ice better than the OG. Now, I wasn't always that way. I preferred the OG for about a year and a half before I switched over to liking the ice. It's just a fruity, mass appealing compliment getter that you can reach for any time, any day. If you don't get compliments from this, you're not going to get compliments from any fragrance. Totally kidding, that's a joke. But if you had to grab one, I would go for this summer 110% Rassasi's Hawas Ice. And this next fragrance has been resurrected from the dead, and it's one of my favorite releases from this house, and it's a smaller known house, mostly here on YouTube by the YouTuber School of Scent. I believe his name's Omar. Shout out to Omar. But this is one of my favorite mango fragrances, and it makes the list because it's a long-lasting fragrance. I remember wearing this twice last summer. 8+ hours longevity, great projection and sillage, especially on those rainy summer days. And this has to be Atrium's Mr. Maritime. Yes, Mr. Maritime by Atrium, one of the best mango fragrances, if not the best mango fragrance. Just a classy, masculine, woody, fresh mango, juicy mango, the most realistic green ripe mango I've ever put my nose to, and beautifully blended, elegant, classy, sophisticated, but you could dress it up, dress it down. I've worn this fragrance with shorts and a t-shirt, shorts and a tank top, and I've worn it with a suit, dress shirt, dress pants. Just an amazing fragrance. If I had to recommend sampling, well, all of these, this would be top tier. And again, this list is in no particular order, but this is one of my favorites. It's closest to my heart and one of the best in my collection for summer, and that's definitely Mr. Maritime by Atrium Fragrance. Now, you know what? This is not necessarily just a quote-unquote summer fragrance. I would use this fragrance, especially being a new release, on those date nights, special occasions, when you don't want something so citrusy, fruity, sweet. And this year, for this summer, one of the longest lasting summer fragrances in my collection that I'm going to be reaching for has to be the new Dior Homme Parfum. Yes, let me hear it. It's not as good as the original. I agree. I do have the original fragrance, but there's something more likable about this fragrance. And likable, what I mean is more mass appealing, just more versatile. You could dress this up, dress it down. I feel like with the original Dior Homme Parfum, you really got to dress this one up. Yes, the original. Excuse the fingerprints. Didn't have time to clean it, whatever. But you got to really dress it up. It's a little more resinous, leather forward, when this is kind of more aromatic, safe, almost like a Valentino Uomo without the leather. I don't get a heavy leather note. I don't even know if there's leather listed, but if you want something to wear for a special occasion this summer and you're doing something with someone intimate, this sits close to the skin. It's going to last 8+ hours, at least on my skin, and is a must grab, must own for 2025 summer. And again, the Dior Homme Parfum 2025. All right, and let's talk about the House of Sphinx fragrances. Yes, Sphinx fragrances, ton of hits. I have 7 or 8 different fragrances from them. And this is one of my favorites. It features a note of coconut. There's some florals. It's classy, it's elegant, but yet another fragrance like Mr. Maritime, you could dress up, dress down, and this one will run you about $130, $150 most of the time from the Sphinx website. Sphinx, and that's Coconut Daiquiri by Sphinx. Yes, Coconut Daiquiri, a floral coconut, perfectly unisex fragrance that is just a 10 out of 10. Hence why it made the list. A 10 out of 10 long-lasting summer fragrance. That's what you guys requested. That's what you're getting. I get 8+ hours on skin with this fragrance. It's going to sit closer to the skin. It's not going to really project, but great longevity, great sillage for the first hour, hour and a half. just an amazing fragrance. Must have, must own, or you can buy samples from their website, sample it on skin. I've noticed people are kind of torn down the middle with this fragrance. Some people love it, some people hate it because of that floral aspect added to this coconutty vibe. Awesome stuff. Again, 8+ hours longevity. Must try, must own. And again, that's Coconut Daiquiri by Sphinx. Now, do you want luxury? One of the best citrus fragrances and long-lasting for a summer fragrance. Now, this has made a ton of the lists as well, but I think this fragrance speaks for itself. From the house of Sospiro, you know what's coming. Vibrato, yes. Vibrato by Sospiro. Now, you could wear this in the spring, summer. It's very interchangeable. You could wear it in the winter. It's going to cut through the cold. But what I like about this fragrance is it makes a lot of my lists because great kind of grapefruity, zingy citrus off the top. As it dries down, I get like a creamy vibe, very luxurious smelling, rich. Now, is this a pricey fragrance? Yes, but on discounters, you can find it for that 180 mark most of the time. If you get a tester like I did, 150, 160 US dollars. But if you want to smell rich and you need one fragrance for summer to last 8+ hours, very versatile, and again, unisex. And if you wanted one versatile Swiss Army knife, long-lasting summer fragrance, you gotta go with Vibrato by Sospiro. Now, this next fragrance, another newer acquisition in the collection. It's from the house Fragrance Story. Yes, Fragrance Story. I don't know much about this house, but I've been testing their fragrances on and off for the past couple months, and this is a great oceanic fragrance, and I get 8+ hours, sometimes 10+ hours longevity on this fragrance. Very versatile. Men, women, anybody could rock it. And it'll kind of put you in that same headspace as like an Acqua di Gio Profondo or like just a basic blue oceanic style fragrance. But there's something rich about this one. Even though it's a cheaper price point, I know on their website they're charging 200 bucks. Don't buy from their website. Buy from a reputable discounter like Jomashop, FragranceBuy. I'll link them down below. Use those links to get the best prices, but it's definitely got to be Drug by Fragrance Story. Yes, long-lasting, aquatic, Drug by Fragrance Story. Great atomizer on this fragrance. Pressurized. Now, I got 8+ hours longevity with this fragrance. Just a sea salty, oceanic. Some people are going to call this a basic blue fragrance, but there's something rich and luxurious behind this fragrance in the base DNA that just blows out a lot of other aquatics out of the water in the terms of longevity. If you're looking for a long-lasting summer fragrance, this is one to check out. I've seen this go for about $30 to $60 on discounters like Jomashop, FragranceBuy. One to try if you're looking for one summer fragrance or you're looking to add to the collection, something long-lasting to get you through the workday or the school day. It's got to be Fragrance Story's Drug. Now we're going to switch it up a little bit. This is kind of going to lean on the gourmand side. Again, perfectly unisex. I get 8+ hours longevity. Perfect if you want to switch up the monotony of wearing blue, aquatic, citrusy fragrances. This is one to grab, and it's from the house of Paris Corner, and still to this date, one of their best releases in my opinion, and that's Cair Pistachio. Yes, Cair Pistachio, cotton candy, whipped cream-esque, creamy pistachio fragrance, just a sexy fragrance. I've had this for about a year and a half. One of the first videos I posted on TikTok where I originated from was about this fragrance. If I remember right, it was an unboxing in the bathroom or something crazy, but great fragrance, compliment magnet. And again, if you want to switch out something from the norm, oceanic, aquatic fragrances and just want something different, slightly gourmand to get you through the summer, 8+ hour performance, this one to check out. And again, that's from Paris Corner's Cair Pistachio. So another long-lasting summer fragrance, 8+ hours easy on skin. This is kind of going to be an irisy, even though it's not iris forward, kind of a blue, aquatic, salty, Mediterranean vibe. That's a hidden gem and really only talked about on YouTube. Unfortunately, it hasn't gotten much hype on TikTok or Instagram, but this brand, simply amazing. I've been buying fragrances from him for years. And it's from the house of Zaharoff, and it's truly a signature scent-worthy, long-lasting summer fragrance, and that's got to be Seraphine Blue. Yes, Zaharoff Seraphine Blue, one of my favorite fragrances from him. I mean, the dent does not lie, people. Great kind of Mediterranean vibe. The name Seraphine Blue, I know, I've heard the backstory tons of times of where it originated from. I think it's a Greek island, I could be wrong, but just a subtle yet clean, fresh, iris, coconutty, blue, slightly salty fragrance. It's just 8+ hours longevity. I've got tons of compliments every time I wear this. Now, what I'll do, if you heard of his fragrance, Seraphine Red, I'll layer it with that in the colder weather to give it some oomph. But great for this summer, 10 out of 10 masterpiece, and long lasting if you're looking for something beast mode. And with beast mode longevity projection, this has to be a go-to. You can find samples on his website super cheap, so you don't have to blind buy. Don't recommend blind buying, guys, but a 10 out of 10 long-lasting summer fragrance, yes, that's Seraphine Blue by Zaharoff. And I don't know what spot we're in. Again, this list is in no particular order. It's just going to be some of my 10 out of 10 longest lasting summer fragrances that I'm going to be reaching for this year in 2025. Now, these could be interchanged with spring fragrances, to be honest with you. And some of these probably made the spring list, longest lasting or 10 out of 10. Some of these fragrances are so interchangeable and it just depends on my mood. Again, one, you keep asking, long-lasting beast mode. This is a beast. I remember testing this. One spray on my hand lasted 8+ hours. One of the best, newest releases from Gucci, and it's got to be the newest, one of the newest, Gucci Guilty Elixir, yes. Gucci Guilty Elixir. Now, this will run you about 180 retail. I'll try and link all the other fragrances down below, but this is an orange blossom, vanilla, kind of ambery fragrance. Will put you in that same headspace as like a Reflection Man or a Tommy Hilfiger for him, but adds a deeper, richer, more forward vanilla note to this. It's fantastic. Easily 8+ hours. I think we should cap out at 8+ hours, guys. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. I mean, when people start saying 16+ hours, are they really up for 16 hours? But we're going to stick with the 8+ hours for this video. An amazing scent. Unique, different from other designers out there. Teeters on that niche territory, in my opinion. And a must try. Go to your local Ulta, Sephora, spray it on your hand, wear it for the day. You tell me what you think. Come back to this video and let me know. But again, long-lasting summer fragrance, Gucci Guilty's Elixir. And guys, do me a huge favor, leave a comment down below. What are your summer long-lasting fragrances, especially for this year, 2025? I'm curious to know. Maybe there's some I haven't picked up, tried. But if you enjoyed today's content, slap that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. It truly means the world to me. We're closing in on 2,500 subscribers here on TikTok. And what we say on the channel, as always, stay clean, stay fresh. And remember, the world is yours. We'll talk soon.